Alright, what it is, what it do, YouTube, and today I will be discussing the top 10 legends we won't get in Madden 18 for next year. And first things first, in my mind, I pretty much know we won't get a Jim Brown for next year, all for the simple fact back in Madden 11, Madden 12, like, somewhere around that time period, EA Sports had put him in mud without his permission. And ever since then, Jim Brown, he said out his own mouth that he wants nothing to do with EA Sports or MUT. So somehow if EA Sports could pull it off and get Jim Brown back in the game, that would be fantastic. That would be amazing, and he would be I'm pretty sure he would be the best legend in the game besides Jim Brown or Joe Montana. But Jim Brown in the game, it can't get no better than Jim Brown. That is running back royalty. That is Hall of Fame royalty. But I doubt that EA Sports could patch things up in a nick of time. But Jim Brown, I'm guessing he's gonna stick with his word and not cooperate with them or collab with them in the near future. But if somehow EA Sports could pull it off, that would be unbelievable to have Jim Brown in Madden 18. But for this case, he won't be in Madden for some time or anytime soon. But I guess we can't do nothing but keep our hopes up. In number 2, I have Warren Sapp, for the simple fact that he was just a beast with the cornrows back in Tampa Bay in his prime. He was unbelievable, unstoppable, and he is a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. If anybody says that Warren Sapp isn't a top 5 defensive tackle of all time, then they're crazy. Warren Sapp was, just look. If you ever seen Warren Sapp highlights, he was just too quick. I'm pretty sure they'll probably give him like a good 76 plus speed, probably around the 80s with good finesse, good power move. He was just, he could do it all at the defensive tackle position. No, they even let him run tight end a couple times back in Tampa Bay. But for the simple fact that I think that we won't have him for next year is for the simple fact I guess he has a prostitute case lingering around his belt. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2, but I think it was 2 prostitutes that he didn't pay. I'm not even sure. Something stupid about a prostitute case. But the thing that I'm hoping that we can get a Warren Sapp in the game. With Warren Sapp, it's half and half that we won't and will get him. But for the simple fact that we have a Lawrence Taylor in the game for like what 3-4 years in a row, and he has a little case with a 16-year-old prostitute. So if LT can do it, Warren Sapp can do it. That's how I'm looking at it. But how could you not want a Warren Sapp in the game? He was just too fast. He was nimble. He could do it all for a defensive tackle. How could you not want this guy in the game? But I think we won't get him for the simple fact he has a prostitute case. But if Lawrence Taylor can be in the game, he has a prostitute case. Why can't we have a Warren Sapp? I would love to have him in the game, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see if he is in the game for next year. In number 3, I have Darren Sharper. I know some people may not look at Darren Sharper as a legend, but if you look at his numbers with tackles, sacks, interception yards, interceptions, and all of that, you can put him in the top 10. But you probably could squeeze him in the top 5 if we focus on if we focus on stats solely. We could you could definitely squeeze Darren Sharper in top 5 DBs of all time. But I know some people don't want to do that. But I know for a fact you can put him in top 10 all time. But for the simple fact that we won't get a Darren Sharper in Madden 18 next year is for the simple fact that he is an alleged rapist. He is the Bill Cosby of football. They say he's raped about 10-20 women allegedly, but you never. I don't know. I really don't want to believe it, but if I don't know that. I think they got evidence on his ass, but shit. They say, I'm pretty sure they gave him about 18-20 years, but I'm not good with the jail system. I don't want to know. I don't want to get to know it, but I guess he's got an 18-year sentence with 9-year probational period or something. So, I don't know, something like that, but that is the reason we won't get a Darren Sharper in Madden 18 MUT, for the simple fact that he is an alleged rapist. In number 4, I have O.J. Simpson. Now, I'm going to stop right here for the simple fact that I hope some of you are not getting the gist that all of these players have a bad background on their record. I know some of you may think, oh well, he's the rapist, he's the killer, he's this and that. I mean, it's not about that. I'm really suggesting to people that it would be cool to see in the game. Like, how could you not want OJ Simpson, a Darren Sharper, Warren Sapp, Jim Brown? Like, how could you not want them in the game? Like, they're all Hall of Famers besides Darren Sharper, but he is a future Hall of Famer. How could you not want him in the game? But other than that, the reason that I think he won't be in the game is for the simple fact that, you know, his double murder case is. I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm too young to speak on it. But I guess for the simple fact that EA doesn't go back to its roots of gridiron football, like Smash Mouth, like real football, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, EA doesn't go back. The only legend that can go back that far is like what, Mean Joe Green back in still current back in what was that, like 76, 78? That is the oldest legend that we have. I mean, it would be cool to see a Jim Brown, OJ Simpson, but like, you know, EA doesn't go back to its roots of football. Like, EA is stuck in the era of Michael Vick, Dion, Jay Rice, and Barry Sanders. Like, I mean that's cool, but like, can we add some like the 70s and 60s legends? Like, you know what I'm saying, like all of that. But I don't think we're gonna see OJ Simpson in this year's game. But yeah, this is the play I was talking about. Just look at that speed down the sideline. Just look at that speed. How could you not want that in the game? But yeah, that is the reason I think he won't be in the game, for the simple fact that EA is stuck around the time frame of the 80s and 90s, and like they're stuck with those players. But we can't get like the roots, like the players that make football what it is today, like Barry. I mean, well, not Barry, but like a OJ, Jim Brown, like, you know, all of that. But that is my reason that we won't get a OJ Simpson, for the simple fact that EA won't go back to his roots, and for that double murder case. But I know some of these players have like bad background histories, but going back on cases, Chad Johnson, he had a little domestic violence case, but he's in the game. But like, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, like, EA is stuck in like the 2000s era. But hopefully, not hopefully, but I mean, it would be good to see that we get OJ Simpson. It would be fantastic. And for 5, I have Calvin Johnson. Now, I'm not trying to put down anybody's hopes or anything like that, but me, my personal opinion, I just don't see him being in the game for next year, just due to the fact that he's the first retired player. Now, I'm not an EA game changer, so I don't have any inside information. I don't know who will and who will not be in the game 100%, but me, in my opinion, I just don't see Calvin Johnson being in the game for next year, just due to the fact he just retired just last year. Now, I know some people may bring up, well, Calvin Johnson retired, but so did Marshawn Lynch. He retired last year, and he was in the game this year. But the thing about it is, I'm pretty sure they offered Marshawn Lynch an amount of money that he couldn't refuse or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure they would have to do the same thing with Calvin Johnson. Now, I'm going to go off topic for a quick second. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the Terrell Owens situation, how EA Sports tried to offer him a $1,500 contract just to be in the game. And if EA really offers all of their legend players $1,500 just to be in the game, that is robbery. I'm pretty sure Madden Ultimate Team makes about 50, 70, 100 million a year. I mean, it could be more, it could be less, but that is just ridiculous if they offer all of their legend players the same amount. But going back on topic, it would be nice to see Calvin Johnson back in the game, like, you know, a receiver, 6'5" frame, big body, great target to throw to, good speed, and like, you know what I'm saying, if EA Sports could pull it off and get Calvin Johnson back in Madden, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, more power to them. And for 6, I have Larry Zonko, for the simple fact, like I said earlier on in the video, EA Sports, they're stuck with the mainstream legends like in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, but we rarely we even barely see legends from the 60s and 70s, like the players that made it all possible, the players who innovated the game for us to even pass the ball past the line of scrimmage, the players who came up with the concept of like, you know, Vince Lombardi's sweep concept in Green Bay, like, you know what I'm saying. So Madden doesn't really focus on the 60s and 70s legends, but for me personally, I would love to see Larry Zonka in the game. Like, you know, he's a downhill runner. He would have no problem bowling over any defensive back, just like what you're about to see right there. Like, you know, he can blow past the front seven, bowl over any defensive back, anything like that. So I would love to see like the '60s and '70s legends. Like, I would love to see like a Marion Motley, Drew Pearson, a Lynn Swan, Jim Marshall. So the legends in the '70s, like I guess they're overlooked by EA, but like what I'm saying, I would love to see players from the '70s or in earlier on in football history to be in the game, just like Larry Zonka. And for seven, I have Ray Guy. I know some people may not take this seriously, but there's three faces to football: offense, defense, and special teams. And I believe Ray Guy is. I'm pretty sure he is the only Hall of Famer special teams player. So yeah, why not add Ray Guy? They always add. They always tweak offense with the new target passing. This upcoming year, they added new ball carrier moves, aggressive catching on defense, the ball hawk, the swat bunt to counter the aggressive catch. So I mean that leaves your special teams. So I would love to see special teams revamped, add a surprise onside kick. I hope they can better their chances of onside kicks, or I mean in my opinion, like, special teams are just pretty much non-existent except for the kickoff. Like, not too many people punt, not even on people barely punt on 4th and 30. So, and I'm not sure why people do that, but I would love to see, me personally, I would love to see a Ray Guy in the game, with 99 kick power. And speaking of that, I'm making this video May 15th, and as of now, I don't believe there is any. I don't even think Adam Vinatieri has 99 kick power, not Justin Tucker. So the highest kicking power we have in the game is 96, and this is May, and Madden comes out in about 2-3 months, so that needs to be fixed or anything like that. So yeah, I would love to see special teams get a little boost, like offense and defense, while all of these new features coming out. So yeah, if EA Sports would if they would like to add a special teams player, why not Ray Guy? And for 8, I have Dick Butkus. Now, I don't want to sound like a broken record on this video, but like I said earlier on in some parts of the video, I highly doubt that we will get any legends from around the 60s and 70s and all of that. But if we can, that would be amazing to have Dick Butkus in the game, along with, I guess, if Dick Butkus comes in the game, I'm pretty sure we will have to sacrifice like a Mike Singletary or Brian Urlacher, because I highly doubt that we will get all three back in. Well, I'm pretty sure that I doubt that we will get all three Chicago linebackers in for next year's game. But I would love to see a Dick Butkus in the game. We talk about linebackers. For me, I just really think of Dick Butkus and Ray Lewis. I don't really think of any other linebackers. That's just me. But when it comes to linebackers, I think of Ray Lewis and Dick Butkus. And I'm pretty sure Dick Butkus back in the 60s, 65 through 70s, I think, was probably the meanest man on defense back then. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, and he's just going to throw number 35 down to the ground like that, like as you just seen. But, man, yeah, Dick Butkus was the killer back then. But if EA can somehow, stop with the mainstream legends from the 80s and 90s, all of that, and go back to the roots of football, we would all love to see a Dick Butkus. And for 9, I have Darryl Greene. I know to some people, I'm pretty sure not everybody knows who Darryl Greene is, but to most Redskins fans and hardcore NFL fans, they should know about Darryl Greene. I'm pretty sure he was the fastest NFL player throughout his career. So I'm guessing, like, from when he got into the NFL to when he retired, I'm pretty sure they say he ran like a 4.3 at 40 years old. So that's pretty. He didn't lose a step in his speed. And for the most part, I'm pretty sure I would like to see him in the game for the fact that he's a chase down artist of the NFL. He would chase down any running back, Tony Dorsett, Eric Dickerson, any running back, whoever broke loose to the second level of the defense. So, I guess most people may not know. Of course, most people want to Mel Blount, the mainstream legends like Dion, Ray Lewis, and all the mainstream legends. But look at Darryl Greene hawking down Eric Dickerson. Anybody who ever caught Eric Dickerson in a second level of the defense, I'm pretty sure they would have had great speed. I'm pretty sure everybody knew about his speed. He was fast as hell throughout his career. So, I mean, me personally, I don't know about everybody else because, everybody thinks different. Everybody wants, a different person for this reason. But for me, in this reason, I would like to see Darryl Greene for the simple fact that he was fast, a solid corner. I mean, he chased down every running back. Every running back he ever got a chance to chase down, he caught him. So I think that would be pretty cool to have him at 18. And for number 10, I have the one and only Gale Sayers. Now, the problem with me is that we haven't gotten Gale Sayers since the last time we got in Jim Brown, and I was around Madden 11, Madden 12. Now, the thing about it is I'm not sure why he hasn't been in Madden since Madden 12, but I'm not sure if he didn't give him permission to be in the last Madden. I'm not sure if he doesn't like him like Jim Brown. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know his situation with the EA Sports or anything like that, but not having Gale Sayers in the game, the average NFL fan knows about Gale Sayers, and I'm pretty sure everybody would want a Gale Sayers in the game. I know it sounds like a broke record, but I'm just gonna say it again. We just don't get legends from the 60s, 70s that often. So, if we could just have 10 plus legends from each decade of football, that would be great. That would be perfect. I'm pretty sure. God damn, I ain't know he was like that. Damn. Yeah, this man only needed 18 inches of daylight. Most of the time, he only needed 1 inch. So, I know some people know about Barry Sanders, and the more hardcore fans know about Gale Sayers. And looking at this highlight tape, I would say he was more elusive than Barry Sanders. Looking at this highlight tape, looking at this tape, Barry was elusive. Yeah, Barry was elusive, but he couldn't do. I don't know. He couldn't do none of this stuff that Gale Sayers was doing. I know some people may say Gale Sayers is better than Gale Sayers. Shit. Looking at this highlight tape right here, man, he's looking probably. And the crazy thing about it is he only played 6 seasons in the NFL, so ain't no telling. There is no telling what this man could have did with an average of 11, 12 years or something like that. There's no telling what he would have did to the NFL. He probably could have made a rule for not running to the left hash mark, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, I'm pretty sure we won't get a Gale Sayers. I hope we do, but I don't got my hopes up, and I hope you guys don't have your hopes up for having legends in this video. So, I hope you guys like this video. I have a next video coming that will be on the legends that we will most likely get for next year. So, hope you guys like the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all of that. And all right, I'm gone.